Warning: the following video may contain a lot of swearing, and I do mean a lot, including F-bombs that may or may not be used like commas. You have been duly warned.
Hello, all you amazing trailblazers out there. It's Kristen Kramer here with Bold Moves Boss and Girl Friday Virtual Office, back from the land of holy shit. I felt like crap since Sunday. Yeah. If you wondered where I've been, it's I have been like, I don't know, sleeping constantly. So I don't know what it is, but I think I'm on the tail end of it. But then today I woke up and guess what? I was losing my voice. And I have back-to-back calls today. So this should be really interesting. So why am I sharing that? Well, because as they say, the show must go on. And I apologize for missing Bold Moves Monday and WTF Wednesday with you guys. But I feel like I'm barely functioning today. So I can't even imagine what it would have been like on Monday and Wednesday if I tried to do those broadcasts. So just think of it this way. I have saved you some of the torture of muddling through it with me. And I do appreciate and thank you in advance for you muddling through this one as well, while I'm sort of getting back up to snuff, so to speak. So hopefully everybody has had a really good week. One of the things that I wanted to share with you today is a platform that I've been using. Thank you, Kalani, for introducing me because it's amazing. And it's a platform called Design Pickle. And I want to show you something really cool because if you're like me and you are what I like to term persistently stubborn, and insist on figuring out and have this mindset of, I will not let this graphic defeat me today. If that's you, then Design Pickle might be a good option for you. So I'm going to share my screen and take you guys on a quick look at something that they did for me. Okay, so hopefully you can see my screen over here. So I have two screens as well. So the other screen is over here, which is why I have to look over here. So this was a really kick-ass graphic that I found on Canva, and I love Canva. I really do. It is amazing. And if you aren't using it, you totally should be using Canva. And I would say get on the paid version. It really isn't that expensive, and you get a lot more features with it, and more options on stock graphics, video, music, all the cool stuff. Okay. So this was a really awesome graphic that I fell in love with, and I did contact Canva to see if, hey, do you happen to know the designer, and could you possibly ask if they have this available on a transparent background. And they said that they don't have a way to contact the designer. So if you're the person that designed this graphic, I just want you to know it's kick-ass and I love it. But the black background for me personally was really difficult to deal with and to work with. So I wanted to remove the background. Now, if you've been in Canva, you know that they have this really awesome tool under edit image, and it's the background remover. And most times it will work like a freaking charm. Okay. So I just clicked on it. So I want you to kind of see like what I was trying to do on my own, and then what Design Pickle was able to do for me. So there is method to my madness here. All right. So as you can see, like I took the black out all over here. Now, I want you to know, I'm going to confess to this because this would be something that I would tell anyone that I work with, any entrepreneur that I talk to not spend their time doing. Because I was hell-bent on using this graphic. I was then like, well, crap, right? So I was like, okay, well, how hard can it be, right? I'll just come over here to the little erase tool and I'll just start, start erasing some stuff. So I started erasing. But the thing is that when you get into like the really detailed stuff over here, like where these flames are, even if I were to like adjust my brush size, like super, super little tiny small, and I do this, you can see that like, I mean, well, one, I was spending like an ungodly amount of time trying to get this to work for me, right? Doing things like this. I mean, it's just like, it's a new level of crazy, right? And then because the little brush tool is round, yeah, you can see that like it doesn't give you like chiseled edges, right? So, and you can also imagine that some of the black here that's behind this is contributing to this darker orange in the flames. Okay. So anyway, so I muddled through that. And I wasn't getting the results I wanted, I'm like sitting here and I'm like, okay, I'll just take this out. And, anyway, so you can imagine, and you can do things like this too in Canva. You can go show original and take that out. Not getting the results that I wanted. Okay. Not to mention, I will not even confess to you. I'm too embarrassed to tell you how much time I spent on trying to get this graphic cleaned up so that it would do exactly what I wanted it to do and look the way I wanted it to look without compromising this kick-ass flame. A ridiculous amount of time. I mean, like a stupid, ridiculous amount of time. Okay. That's why I'm sharing this with you, because I know, friends, that there are people out there that are just like me that are like, I can figure this out and I will make it work. So then I went into my Photoshop program and I went online and I learned how to create flames. And I was like, okay, well, I'll just kind of recreate something very similar in Photoshop and I will have my flame graphic that I want. Now, I know you're probably wondering a couple things. One, like, seriously, could you make this a longer story? Yes, I could, in fact, because I am a master at that. But two, why am I so hell-bent on having this particular graphic? Well, the reason is because it like totally captures the feel that I want for my coaching program, Ignite and Thrive. Okay. So there's a whole theme going on here with Bold Moves Boss, Ignite and Thrive as the coaching programs, and flames are a big part of that. This really vibrant, energetic, energy and motion kind of feel, right? Bold moves. We're making bold moves or being bold. I think this is a bold graphic. At least that's the way it strikes me. And I love it. So, all right, Photoshop. I just want you to know that my Photoshop skills are pretty remedial. I know how to like take a background off of something and export to an EPS. Like that's my big claim to fame with Photoshop. All right. Oh, and I can like edit, kind of clone or whatever to get dark circles or whatever out from underneath my eyes. But even that, sometimes I totally foul up. So certainly not an expert at Photoshop. I acknowledge that it takes a very serious level of skill and a lot of time to master AI, Photoshop, Lightroom, all of those things. Okay. And it's really not in my wheelhouse other than very remedial stuff. So struggle. And again, I'm just going to say, like, I spent the better part of 2 months trying to figure out how to fix this so that the black wasn't on the background or recreate it so that it would look that kick-ass. Okay. And like hashtag epic fail, folks, because it was a soul-sucking endeavor and just a complete and utter waste of my time. So fast forward to Design Pickle, and I put in the requests here. So let me go into my brands. There it goes. Oh, it's loading. Here we go. Maybe it is. It's thinking really hard. So here we are. And here's this one. This is the flame one. So I loaded this over there and this is what I did. I was like, remove black background on uploaded image, or recreate the image. I'd like the background to be transparent so it can be overlaid on different colors. So voila, geniuses that they are. I don't know how he did it. It's magic. I'm literally and utterly like amazed, right? So now this is like really, big, and it looks kind of a little blurry, but I think it's because I haven't downloaded it. But you get the general gist of it, right? So totally like remove the black off of it. Like it's a done deal. I have all of these versions. Some of them are a little darker than others. And here's the thing. If I'm looking at these and I'm like, oh, wow, I wish he could bring out some of the darker oranges and make this a little more well-defined. Let's say it needs that. Let's grab this PNJ, and I'm going to download it just to see. Okay. So I go back to him and I say, hey, could you define the flames a little bit more, because it's kind of blurry, right? So I just go in here and I'm going to send them a message and basically say, can you, go through here and, I'm going to request a revision. So I'm going to say, these are amazing, because they are. Blurry on my end. Also, maybe bring out the darker orange, red. Oh, it would help if I spell correctly, but that's why I have Grammarly. Red color scheme on the graphics. Oops, there we go. All right. And then I'm going to send my response to him. Now, they are amazing. And they will probably get back to me today with some kind of response. And I imagine that I will have updated versions of this no later than tomorrow, because they have a really fast turnaround. But I am not kidding. I uploaded this request and had these revisions or these draft images to me in 24 hours. Something that I had spent 2 months banging my head against a wall on. And I kid you not, I am embarrassed to even admit that. So this tool for me, Design Pickle, is like amazing. And here's the thing. Is this an expensive program? Yes, unless you're doing like a lot of graphics, you need a lot of GIFs, you've got heavy design needs, then yeah, this subscription every single month would probably be cost prohibitive. I mean, depending on where you are in your business. Or it may be unnecessary, let's say that. So here's kind of a sweet part about it. And again, like, I'm just sharing this with you because seriously, like, for me, stuff like this is sort of a no-brainer. So I really appreciate my implementation team introducing me to it, because I would have just kept spinning my wheels on that graphic, because seriously, I am determined to have that graphic in a workable format for me to use with Bold Moose Boss. So once I set my mind to something, like, come hell or high water, I will figure out a way to make it happen. Here is my solution, Design Pickle. So there are probably other platforms that do this, but here's what I really like about it. And again, this isn't a sales pitch. I'm just sharing this with you because if this is something that you struggle with, you need to check this out. Unlimited number of graphics. Like, I can send them hundreds of graphics all the time if I wanted to. Okay. Unlimited number of revisions. I can get just static graphics. So like, your standard PNG or JPEG files. I can get them in the PSD, the Photoshop files. I can get them in AI. I can get them in any format pretty much that I want. I can have GIFs created. So eventually I want them to create, this is a GIF where the flames are kind of moving on me, right? Like that'd be kind of cool, right? So that's one of the things that I'm going to ask for next once I get the color scheme down. The other thing is that, here's the bonus, I think, it is month to month. So the beauty in keeping your subscription is that you work with the same designer. So you have an assigned designer every time, so if I even went in here, had a subscription for 1 month. So for 1 month, I'm working with the same person. But over a period of time, the benefit of working with the same person is that they really become familiar with your brand. And the more familiar they become with your brand, the less explaining you have to do every single time, right? Because they start to understand sort of what you're going for and the feel you're looking for and, where you're headed with everything and what the voice of your company is, the personality of your company. Okay. So there are benefits to keeping a subscription active so that I can continue developing a relationship with these designers. And over time, they will really have a deeper understanding of my brand and be able to provide me with graphics that resonate. And again, they're doing an amazing job, because sometimes I'm just kind of like spitballing and grasping at straws trying to figure out exactly what I'm going for. So they've got the patience of saints, something that people really need when they're working with me on a creative end. The other thing is that I'm so jazzed because doodling is also not in my wheelhouse, but I can have custom illustrations created. So I have some very special things that I am designing or going to have them design. Actually, I'm not going to design them because I'm not an artist and I can't doodle. I have learned that the hard way as well in my renditions of what I will have to upload and show them in my chicken scratch and stick person drawing. My remedial art skills to try and help them understand what I'm looking for in a few worksheets that I want to design for my coaching program. So this is a great tool. Now, here's what's really sweet. Let's say you don't want to pay for a subscription on your own. Like you're like, 900 plus a month is like way outside of my comfort zone. And I don't need, thousands of graphics created, but it would be nice to have that available. Well, guess what? You can piggyback on my subscription. So, and the way we would do that, there's a couple different ways. I met with them last week to kind of get a better understanding of it. But the way it works is, you would basically have a package through me that would allow you access to this so that you can get your graphics created. And what's sweet about it is that I just build out more brands. So, I build out more brands and then we get all of this loaded in here so that we know what your colors are. We know what your logo is, or if you need a logo design, they can do that too. What's also really nice is that in going through this process, guess what else you're building? A brand book. That's right, a brand guidelines book. So it's like a 2-for-1 thing. So what does all that mean for you this week? And chuck it in the fuck it bucket Friday. What it means is if you are grinding away, trying to figure out how you're going to get graphics done, how you're going to get social media graphics done. Yeah, I love Canva and I love getting in there. And I mean, I can go down the rabbit hole of looking for the perfect image for like hours. I mean, it is a weakness of mine. So I know that, if I outsource it and I send it over to them, like they get it done lickety split. Whereas if I'm doing it myself, I'm probably, because I do enjoy it, and I'm always looking like for just the right image with just the right feeling, just to capture the right mood, right? I can spend hours in that rabbit hole looking for the perfect graphic, perfect photo, backdrop, whatever. And although I enjoy it, it really isn't the best use of my time, right? Because I really should use that time to follow up on leads, to call people back, to deliver deliverables, things like that, stuff that we're supposed to do when we're running our business effectively. So this is a great way for me to get the graphics that I need. I still, I've landed on a logo, but I need them to design it, finish the design. And again, like I said, you're also building a brand book, because when you come in here, whoops. Okay, well, that's kind of crazy looking. Here we go. So when you come in here, sorry, I'll just come in here. It asks you all of the questions that you need really when you're building your brand guidebook. I mean, not all of them, but the bulk of them, like your target audience, and describe your company and what your goals are, and things like that. And then you've got your colors, and then you can put in like pictures here that you either want them to use as reference points. You can load fonts in here. So you really are building out your brand book, which is something that you will need if you do any kind of joint venture with another company. And then there's also like brand inspiration. So if there's a brand that I really like, and I'm like, oh, I really like the look and feel of this, then I can put in here and I can, load up example images or screenshots or whatever. And so then they kind of, again, it just helps them understand the mood and feel and energy of the company that I'm building graphics for. So this truly is a secret weapon. I would say that, oh, so sorry, folks, you totally did not even see that. So let's try this again. So here's what it looks like in their system when you're building out your brand. It's going to ask you like the target audience, the description. Here's that brand inspirations that I was talking about. Here's the hex colors, for the colors that I'm using. And then, other files as reference points for them. And if I had fonts, I would give that to them if I had font files so that they have the branded fonts. So this is kind of, the beginning stages of your brand book, which again, if you are going to do any kind of joint venture, or maybe you're going to be featured on a podcast or something, and you need to give somebody information about your brand, this would be the type of stuff that you would want to give them. So you would have the beginning of that in there. So my challenge to you on Chuck It in the Fuck It Bucket Friday is, if you are like me, where you're like, I will not be defeated by this technology, I will figure it out, I'm going to find a way to make it work, and you've been beating your head against that brick wall for a while, then this may be a good option for you. And again, like I said, I have the ability to let people piggyback off of my subscription. So if you want to know what the cost of that would look like and how it would work, you can message me or schedule a call with me and we can talk about it. And again, like, I don't know, like, I cannot believe how long I struggled with that graphic. And in 24 hours, like, they had the background off of it and returned proofs to me. So I could have had this graphic like 2 months ago. Of course, I didn't know about Design Pickle 2 months ago, but I could have had it a lot sooner than I did if I would have just been like, you know what, I'm totally going to have them work on this and create this for me. So as always, stop beating your head against a brick wall and start leveraging technology to serve you better and to create time for you. This is one of those platforms that can do that. And like I said, whether you sign up for a subscription or not, like, I don't know, you may not have enough graphics to justify that kind of a subscription. And I get that. But if you need graphics and you think this is a good platform and you want to give it a whirl, then, message me and we'll talk about the subscription or the fee, as there is a fee for you to piggyback on my subscription, so that you can get access to it at a lower price. So Design Pickle, super cool. Check them out. And in the meantime, schedule a call with me if you want to learn more about it or you have questions. And I want you to go out there. I want you to go make some bold moves and advance your business into making some profits so that your business is working for you. And hopefully next week I will be completely past whatever it is that I've got and will not be losing my voice and won't sound like I've been smoking cigars and drinking whiskey in a blues lounge all night. So go out there, dare to dream big, make some bold moves, and I will catch you on Monday for Making Bold Moves Monday. All right. Talk to you guys later.